What's good, family? Queen Common Sense coming back to you from the Chi-Town, holding it down. Remix to the little sticks here. I had to redo my last video that I posted because the sound was toe up from the flow up. And I couldn't put that out there for my peeps. Straining, squinting at the screen trying to hear. I hope y'all had a beautiful Monday. It was a rough one for me, but I'm here. We made it. Chased the paper. Okay, decompressed, got my steps in. I copped a new nighttime companion, another weapon. Okay, so keep them hanks up off me and Apollo while we out at night walking, and stuff like that. Cause it's a couple of loose screws rolling around here, and run up and get done up. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave that right there. But I wanted to go back around here to this ApoloLIE. We were talking about it yesterday, and I wanted to redo it because the sound. I was sleepy. I didn't check it before I rendered it, and that's my bad. So we're gonna come back around to Diddy ApoloLIEing. And then I got another little goodie, we're gonna redo the security guard dude. But I found another little goodie of yet another alleged uh target survivor of Diddy. And it's just really a shame, this sick. So let's go back around here, you know, to the ApoloLIE. hmm We like ain't nobody trying to hear this. You know what I mean? Like I just want to touch on it real quick again, just to show that narcissists do not have a soul. They'll sacrifice anybody in the wake of their presence. Okay. And as we know, Diddy don't have no conscience. No conscience, no soul, definitely no remorse. It's really sick. Okay, so but I really do hope y'all had a beautiful day though. I really do. It's Monday. And we gotta go through a lot sometimes to be greater later. Here we go.
On the darkest times in your life, but sometimes you got to do that. I was fucked up. I mean, I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses.
And like I said, if that's his rock bottom and it was such a dark time in his life, why did it seem like he was enjoying it? I don't know. That's just me. Uh if he was at rock bottom, you know, he just knew exactly what he was doing. He didn't care. He doesn't care. This is what makes me really sick is this is clearly because he got caught and all of this footage and people are coming forward in an influx of, you know, downloading and dumping this off of their conscious. And my question is, why did it take so damn long, for everybody to come forward and why is it so difficult to have a fucking moral compass, regardless of how much money is involved? You know, that's my thing. I'm sorry. Over my unalive carcass, you're not gonna bribe me with no 50K, 500K, 5 million to not report somebody being brutalized deliberately. Okay? I don't give a fuck who you are.
My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted.
I guess that's just why maybe, I don't have a whole gaggle of friends. And it's hard for me in my older years, my adult years, to really, follow a piccolo player. And, just because I want to feel like I'm a part of a group or feel accepted among a bunch of women who don't have any moral compass, or guys, you know, but just, as a sisterhood, knowing that Black women are the least protected and respected demographic globally, being, having my ego stroked is really just not that important. You know, I'm a natural loner. I'm a natural leader. And I work very hard on the skill set that I have to be good at whatever I do in that skill set. So I'm not about to make myself smaller because somebody offer me some money to be quiet, or because if I push back or go against the grain or the majority, then that's gonna make me look some kind of way. And so I'll just make those alterations and not be true to myself. No, no, not gonna do it.
I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy, going to rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
Yeah, you are sorry. We know you sorry ass. Very, very sorry indeed. Huh. I don't have no more words. He it's just is what it is. Um, you know, I just still want to know why it took so long for everybody to, just catch on, and truly, let it sink in that this monster has been this way ever since he came on the scene. You know, this is who he is. This is who he has always been. And if making of the band did not raise a red flag for the majority of the hip hop culture, then you more brain dead than I thought, more desensitized than I thought, because hip hop is a movement. You know, hip hop is a culture within a culture. Hip hop is something that is for our story time, another creative way we express ourselves through music and lyricism and literature, and you know and I could go on and on. And when this idiot came on the scene, he turned it into shit hop. That's just my opinion. So I ain't scared of these motherfuckers. I'm not scared of Diddy, Jay's. I'm not scared of none of these motherfuckers. Not that they will see me anyway. I'm just a speck. Because their egos is so big they don't see folks like us. Shit. But I don't know. It just wouldn't be me, couldn't be me, and that's probably why my little old career up in the entertainment of business industry didn't go very far because I just wasn't going. Okay, I was determined to make my own way. And, I was determined to do it with dignity and self respect and class and be a part of that Black excellence experience. You see, I just wasn't going to do all that shit. So I found something from April 14th. This was from last year, a little over a month ago, where Law and Crime Network covered photos that surfaced in the human illegal human exchange case. I'll put it like that. Um, as his son also was served and hit with a lawsuit with inappropriate, intimate activities toward women. Okay. So we're gonna have a peekaboo at this. I'm not gonna be before you long because I'm tired. I know y'all probably tired. Just give you something to kind of listen to, think about. We can talk about it in the comment section. If you haven't already, sage and smudge that like button for me. If please subscribe, share, and if you want to support the channel, it is Cash App Queen with a W 1971. Okay, I love you and thank you for the like, for the subscribe, or the gift, the donation. I love you anyway. Now let's have a peekaboo at this. Shout out to Law and Crime Network. We're gonna take a little peek. We're gonna do a little reaction and take a little gander at this. Here's interesting.
Former music producer for Sean Diddy Combs, worked on his latest album with him, suing him for sex trafficking and sexual assault and harassment. Well, they filed new court documents. And included in those documents was an unsworn declaration from Jones himself, detailing more things he saw, heard, experienced during his time working and basically living with Combs. And in this 18-page declaration, it starts with a promise that he's telling the truth. Quote, I have personal knowledge of the facts set forth herein, which I know to be true and correct, and if called upon to testify as a witness, I could and would completely testify thereto. Now, he's declaring all of this under threat of perjury, so if he's lying, that's a big deal. Now, if you ask me, I think one of the reasons Jones is doing this is to bolster his credibility because it's come under attack in the public. As we mentioned, some of the people that he mentioned in his lawsuit have fired back against those allegations. Opposing counsel questioned his narratives and motives. So this is an opportunity for him to tell the court, look, I have the receipts. I can back up what I'm saying. I will testify about this. So there are a lot of details that he provides, including background and how he got linked up with and started working for Diddy. And we already covered a lot of that in his complaint on previous sidebars. But according to Jones, he has hundreds of hours of video of Combs in his inner circle. He says that Combs required him to film constantly because he did not like to repeat himself. He said, quote, I quickly learned that from observing him lose his temper with his staff and family if they failed to remember something he said a day or two prior. Jones lists out crimes that he says he saw happen in real time. Quote, I witnessed the acquisition, use, and distribution of ecstasy, cocaine, GHB, ketamine, marijuana, and mushrooms.
There we have it, folks. Just like other people have said, like the security guard said, those are party substances. Okay, that's when you want to party and have illicit bedroom activities, and everybody might not all be all the way with it and consensual. This is This is what happens. Okay, so when my daughter was going out a lot with friends and traveling, her first, trips without me, on an airplane, going to different states and even different countries. I talked to her a lot about stuff like this, and she was like, "Mom, you act like the world is gonna eat me alive." I'm like, "Well, if you're not prepared, it will, you know." And I had a few close calls, with stuff like this. And if I wasn't, as standoffish as I have been, I would have got. And I'm sure that goes for a lot of women who maybe fell off up into a situation they didn't expect to be in, and we're kind of stuck. Like, how the hell did we get here? And there's really no way for me to escape. So I'm trying to, blend in and lay low so I don't get spotlight on me to have to fucking perform, you know. So people who can recall these type of details, usually they're not dishonest. Okay. Trauma sometimes will erase the memory, and sometimes trauma will enhance the memory where it'll burn into your memory and you wish you could forget. Okay.
I witnessed Mr. Combs display and distribute unregistered illegal firearms. I witnessed Mr. Combs provide laced alcoholic beverages to minors and sex workers at his homes in California, New York, the Virgin Islands, and Florida. I witnessed Mr. Combs' chief of staff, Christina Coram, instruct the staff to retrieve drugs so she could provide them to Mr. Combs for his consumption. And then Jones also talks about that alleged assault that he witnessed on Combs' chartered yacht. You remember when we covered this, that Jones's attorneys had filed a separate civil action against Combs' son, Christian King Combs, on behalf of a woman named Grace O'Markey. She was a steward on the yacht. Remember, and Combs had chartered that yacht for the Christmas holiday in 2022. So according to the declaration, Jones, quote, witnessed Christian Combs drug and sexually assault a stewardess while we were on the yacht Mr. Combs rented in St. Bartholomew, St. Martin, and the Virgin Islands. The assault began in the makeshift studio on the yacht while I was recording Christian Combs' Auto-Tunes rapping. Again, we talked more in depth about that lawsuit in another sidebar episode. O'Markey claims that Christian gave her a spiked drink, touched her all over her body without her permission, and tried to force her to perform oral sex on him, and she had to actually fight him off. Now, the next part of this declaration from Mr. Jones is absolutely fascinating. It reads, quote, I have videos of Mr. Combs and me working out on the treadmill with TD Jakes playing on the monitor. We watch TD Jakes' sermons every morning during our workouts. At first, I thought it was admirable that Mr. Combs listened to sermons while working out until I realized he was not studying the message, he was studying the messenger's mannerisms. During our gym sessions, he detailed how he planned to leverage his relationship with Bishop TD Jakes to soften the impact on his public image of Cassie Ventura's pending lawsuit. Remember,
Listen here now. Y'all hear it here first. I don't know if anybody saw this, but this is yet another channel, Law and Crime Network. Shout out to you. Y'all better go over here and give it a click and a like and a subscribe because it's it's getting hot in the kitchen now.
Ventura had filed a lawsuit against Combs back in 2023 for sexual assault and sex trafficking, but she ended up settling with Combs the day after it was filed. So Jones also goes into detail about what he said happened at this so-called writers camp at Chalice Recording Studios. You may recall that in his lawsuit, he claims he witnessed a shooting there and that Combs allegedly tried to cover up his involvement. He writes, quote, Mr. Combs converted the parking lot of Chalice Recording Studios into a makeshift nightclub. He had everything imaginable there, including a full-service bar, a massage spa, and hookah. Mr. Combs required everyone working on the Love album to take laced shots of De Leon tequila. There was no way to tell him no. Mr. Combs felt anyone who refused to drink with him was suspicious and untrustworthy. At the time, I did not realize that he used the laced shots of alcohol to obtain and maintain control over the person consuming the alcohol. And of course, the lawsuits against Combs have accused him of sex trafficking, and that is allegedly what the Homeland Security investigation into him is tied to, a trafficking operation. Remember, his properties in LA and Miami were raided by Homeland Security agents 2 weeks ago. Jones continues in the declaration with, quote, "Throughout the duration of my time living with Mr. Combs, I personally witnessed Mr. Combs order his staff to bring him drugs and sex workers. This was a common occurrence, and he was never told no. During this time, I was forced to solicit sex workers and perform sex acts to the pleasure of Mr. Combs. Unbeknownst to me, Mr. Combs had hidden cameras and audio devices in all of the rooms of his homes. I only discovered this several months into living with him when I had to pick up my Uber Eats delivery from the security office. Usually, the security would bring my food deliveries to me whenever I was in Mr. Combs' home, but at this point, I was close and familiar with the security, so they called me to their room and told me I could go in and retrieve my food myself. I saw 4 to 6 large flat-screen television monitors at the time. Each monitor had at least 20 to 30 little screens in them. Each screen was a view of a room in and surrounding Mr. Combs' home."
You see, this is how they get you and manipulate you. You know what? There's cameras everywhere. So if you do talk, I'll sink your battleship with these. I'll release this footage that I have of you in compromising. This is deep, y'all. You know, and why I keep asking the same question. Why did it take so long for these men, these black men, to come forward? Now, Diddy the devil done abuse. Listen, he done severely brutalized multiple people, possibly deleted some people, possibly. And it took over a decade for all this to come to a head. It is spiritual warfare, okay? That's why Melody said black or white. Same thing with me. You either in or out. You know what I'm saying? You righteous or you not. You know, if you neutral, that mean to me you already picked the side and you the ops if you neutral and you know what you saw was not in line with what's moral and decent and correct. Okay? Why did it take so long for these people to come forward and make statements? It just, I don't know.
Remember, Jones claims that he was sex trafficked, and if there is videos of this and that's presented at a trial, that is significant evidence to say the least. Now, Jones even listed out the document dates when he says he was forced to solicit sex workers for Combs. He also names a celebrity that we haven't really referenced yet, Chris Brown. Yeah, quote, "On July 2nd, 2023, Mr. Combs had a listening party in his California home. There were a lot of people present at this party, including Chris Brown, Justin Combs, sex workers, and some underage girls. Justin Combs would typically bring the younger women to these parties. I have 2 videos of 2 different sex workers that Justin Combs brought with him to Chalice Recording Studios. I can provide the videos to the court. This event began at 7 p.m. Mr. Combs requested female sex workers and required me to solicit them. An hour later, several sex workers appeared. In addition to sex workers, there were at least 5 women in the crowd who appeared to be under the age of 16.
That's how they get these little babies and capture them and use them as tools for their sick fetishes. It's not like a fairy tale. They have groomers that are scouring and canvassing neighborhoods, you know, on the lower side of town. And this is what we need to educate our children and youth growing up. This is how we need to educate them, because gone are the days where people are, walking up and down the street singing Negro spirituals and sitting on the porch reading a Bible. That no, 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 no. And I remember having conversations like this with my children when they were growing up, both my sons and their older sister. I'm like, they'll snatch you up too. Okay, there's a lane for everything, whether you're a male or a female, whether you're a man or a woman, boy or girl. There's a lane for every sick, twisted thing that somebody could imagine to do to a unsuspecting, vulnerable, unseasoned child. Okay, that's why they love going after junior high to high school children, because that's what they are, children. I don't give a damn if you 18, 19, 20. In my opinion, you're still a child, because there are things that only life can teach us. Okay. And if you're paying attention and tuned in, you pick up these lessons without getting scorched in the process. You say, you know what? Um, where I come from, I watched people going through these things, and I'm just not going to rock like that. You know, I see it every day, and I'm just not going to rock with that. And that's how I try to train my children to always pay attention, especially to what people say. If their actions don't line up with their words and all they do is yammering, blabbering, never shut the hell up, and none of the shit that they say makes sense, and they're all over the place, they changing, switching up gears on you every time you turn around. It's something, whatever comes up in their mind comes out their mouth, and you're just like, what the, chill. That's a demonic possession, chatterbox. It's a demonic possession. That's Legion, Leviathan, might be Pandora, Jezebel. There's a lot of demonic possessions we see each and every day with our naked human eye, and we think it's, oh, that person's just crazy, or that's just how they are. No. When a person is constantly always going, having to be in control, always talking, always moving around, just like Nature Boy. Diddy and Nature Boy are one and the same. You know, if those of us who followed the Nature Boy saga, you know, he would he didn't that ninja never shut the hell up. He talk in his damn sleep, and that's to get you desensitized to autonomy, independent thought. Because we see what happens when you break away from the piccolo player and the tune that they're playing for you. When you break your attention from that, right? Where your attention goes, your energy follows. Uh, so if you start to disconnect and have an alternative view or an opposing view that's not congruent with the narcissist, oh, the punishment gonna come down strong. Okay? That's how Diddy ran his show with everybody, you know. So y'all, the elders, we need to stop trying to live our hot damn girl and man summer and acting like frat and sorority members and start listening to and paying attention with our children. I don't care how old they are. You need to discuss what racism is, what to expect, how vile that shit is. Same thing with these demonic, vile creatures who are succubi ready to snatch up your soul. Because that's what Diddy was trying to do to Cassie. That's what Jezebel Martell has been trying to do to Melody. Okay? That's what Reckless Reese, Luther King Scott is doing to self important Kimmy. Okay? Do we connect the dots now? So I've gotten to the point when I was in my mid 20s, if you raised your voice at me, we had a problem. You're not going to just play on my top. You're not going to disrespect me. You're not going to try to embarrass me and make a joke out of me, make, just playing me like a clown. So, a lot of that little small talk and stuff like that, I wasn't with all that. If it wasn't business and about the Munties, I really didn't have much to say to anybody unless it was my girls, my homegirls. You know, I didn't build a lot with a lot of people. We may have networked, small talk, but I didn't rub elbows with a lot of folk. I still don't, and because energy never lies, yo. And all of this that's coming out, this was just a month ago, a little shy few days, over a month, huh? So imagine all the stuff that we don't know about that happened. And then even deeper, imagine if Cassie or Kim or J Lo, you know, was your daughter. And the likes of this trash was close enough to date her, influence her, scare her, intimidate her, put his filthy, vile paws on her. Think about it. So nobody should be surprised anymore when anything else comes out because it will. I see Diddy going to prison for the rest of his life, just like I saw Nature Boy going to prison every time he would go upside Velvet's head, especially when that recording surfaced where they were on live. Velvet was trying to leave with the baby and she was seated in the middle of the floor. They were arguing verbally, and then it escalated. Velvet went to the back of the house, and he followed her. And I believe that he hit her so hard, he made her drop the baby. And that wasn't the first time. We all know how it went down. And it took how long for people to finally break away and regain their autonomy? He went on a 5, 6 year stint of long term, acute, narcissistic programming and grooming people. It's time to stop being goofy and start paying attention to these spirits and stop looking past it like, well, that's just how they are. Everybody's different. Yeah, everybody's different, all right. But I ain't that kind of different. Because I choose God. I choose what's righteous, pure, and wholesome. I choose service. I choose humility. I choose being a responder and not a reactor. I choose chess and not fucking checkers. Okay, so it's on and popping for Diddy. He's sitting on the edge of his seat, whining about how sorry he is. Yeah, you sorry you ain't gonna ever see the light of day again. You know, and in my opinion, his mama needs to go down with the ship too. And anybody else that laid silent and refused to come forward and report these heinous things. Okay. So I am starting to get upset. I love you. I'm going to be out for right now because uh, there is just no excuse for anybody to hold on to this. No excuse. None. Back in the city where I raised my children, the house we bought and put them in. I bought and put them in. That was their childhood, their first childhood home. We had houses, but it wasn't home. You know what I'm saying? And people used to always try to make me dial down, pull back, you know, and extinguish or saturate my energy, just like they doing with Mel. It's like, how dare you change? Hmm? How dare you not remain the same person in the same energy and not sink down to the first floor and fall apart? How dare you disallow me to continue to make you make yourself smaller so I don't feel so small? That's Kimmy. You feel me? Kimmy is like that. She has she's so self-important and ignorant. She's the most tone deaf, I've ever like Kimmy. The more we watch this show, or the more seasons they collect, the more simple, Kimmy just real simple. She's basic. It's like, well, what the energy for Sunny from the millimeters made us not want to go. Like, so what? You're not my friend, no way. You never were my friend, honey. Okay. So what? You wasn't there. And if the millimeters eat your ass up, it's because something came out your mouth that wasn't correct. And you gonna get checked. Period. Because that's how we move. We created the millimeters. When she went into that parking lot and went live, it's like, hey, millimeters. I was like, okay, I'm gonna be a millimeter. Right before her and Wanda faced off. So don't get mad, Kimmy, because Melody has natural, genuine supporters and you don't. That's what this is really about. You didn't want to go because you didn't want to get G checked. That's what it is. And Stormy was there. Wasn't nobody checking for Stormy? Didn't nobody say nothing to Stormy. She was sitting over there twisting up her face, you know, swirling around in her chair, drawing attention to herself. But wasn't nobody checking for Stormy like that. Didn't nobody give a damn that Stormy was there. Stormy was disappointed because the millimeters didn't give a damn that she was there. Okay, she hoped that she was gonna get a little tiny bit of Mills overflow. Okay, but she was just another chair in the room. Okay, so listen. I'm about to go. I don't want to start preaching. Okay, but y'all, I might come back a little bit later before I go to bed. I'm hungry and I'm tired. It's almost 9 o'clock. It's 8:26 Eastern Standard Time. And I hope you guys enjoy your evening. Please rest. Drink your water. I'm about to go get 2 bottles of it because I'm dehydrated. And namaste. Black love. Take good care of yourself. And I'm about to be out. Let's go.